Hello, everyone. This is Reverend Ken Wilcox of the Center for Spiritual Living here in beautiful St. Augustine, Florida. So, I used a story last week about the Tree of Life Synagogue. This is the synagogue up in Pittsburgh where there was a massacre several years ago. 11 people were murdered at a religious service, and the trial for the shooter is taking place this week. I told a story about that community that hasn't been heard a lot, but I think it's a wonderful and telling story about that community. Now, a week after the massacre took place, a young man from Israel who happened to be neither Jewish or Christian or Muslim, he came from a odd little religious sect, he had developed cancer, and the doctors of Israel said, we don't know anything, we can't help you. And his sister got online and she found out that there was a doctor in Pittsburgh who was researching this particular cancer. And so she got a hold of this doctor and he said, yeah, bring him here. We probably can help him. So they contacted the hospital. They were making arrangements about how to get there. The social worker at the hospital realizes this whole family was intending to move from Israel to Pittsburgh. So she reached out to local families and she says, I've got this large family coming. Is there anybody that can put them up? Well, there was a very wealthy family in the community, and they said, well, we have this garage apartment. It's almost done. It probably would work for them. Have them get in touch with us. The family showed up, and the host family began to get to know them and realized how sincere and loving these people were. And they soon told them, they said, no, you can't stay above our garage. You're going to be living with us. And they began to introduce them to community people, and the whole community fell in love with this family. Soon they had organized rides for the parents and the siblings back and forth to the hospital. People had gone out and looked for the special spices the mom could use to cook the young man's favorite dishes. The young people found jobs so they could have something to do. And this community just totally embraced this family. Now, while this family was living there in the community, they kept noticing that everyone was wearing a ribbon, and that in stores they had posters up with this ribbon, and they began to wonder what was all of this about. And so their friends told them that the week before they had arrived, that there had been this massacre, and 11 people in this community had been murdered, and this ribbon was for a memory of these people. Now, unfortunately, the procedure the doctor had planned for this young man didn't work, and he ended up dying. And the family wanted to take his body back home. But the community came together and said, we want to honor him. We got to know him, and we want to honor him. And so they had a service at one of the Jewish temples. And when they rolled his body in, the family came walking behind his coffin. And they all had on the ribbons in remembrance of the massacre that had taken place before they had arrived. And the rabbi said the whole congregation just broke down in tears. You see, it would have been very easy for this family to stay focused on the loss of their brother, to stay focused on their hurt and pain, but they allowed the light of God's love to shine through their broken places and to become a healing. So many of us want to be, compassionate and kind when everything is right in our lives, but this isn't how it works. We have to become compassionate and kind in the midst of our sorrow, in the midst of our broken places. It's through the broken places of our heart and soul that the love and compassion of God can shine forth and illuminate a new and a better day. This is the truth in your life today. It's the truth in mine, and so it is.